Hey guys, my name's Star. I'm a 34-year-old mom of 3 who just loves to play with makeup. And today I thought we would just do a get ready with me. So if that seems like something you want to watch, then just stay tuned. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to do is prime my eyes with my MAC paint pot. I have hit pan on this. It is almost gone. And I'm really excited about that. Okay, so guys, I actually already filmed this once. I filmed it on my littler tripod with my little ring light, and you could not even see what I was doing, which made me mad. So I took all of my makeup off, and now we are going to refilm. If you hear anything in the background, that is my kids. They are, of course, home for summer, and they're all boys, so it's like constant WrestleMania in my house. So, sorry. All right, so priming is done. I do not set my lid with anything because I don't want to. All right, so what we're going to be using today is the mini Zendo palette. I actually have the bigger Zendo palette, but I want to use the little one today. I got errands to run. We're going to the beach this weekend, so I got some stuff to do, and then I have to pack, of course, because I always pack at the last minute because that's just how I roll. All right, so I'm just going in with the light pink shade, and packing for a 4-day vacation to the beach for 5 of us is not easy. I have a 10-year-old son who pretty much can pack for himself, although I always have to go behind him because he always picks clothes that I don't think match. And if we go somewhere nice, we got to have nice clothes. And he always wears like jogging pants and a t-shirt. And then I have a 6-year-old. He is a special needs child, so I pack for him. And then I have a 4-year-old who I have to pack for. All right, so the next shade I'm going to go into is this shade right here. And I'm going to put that in my crease. I'm hoping that this is better than it was last time. It's looking like it. So it's a little more difficult because I had the camera sitting on my actual vanity with my ring light so I could look into my big mirror I have over here. But I kept going like this, and all you saw was up my nose. So so now we're going to film like this, which is a little more difficult because I have to use a smaller mirror and all of that. But if it makes it easier for you guys to see. So, and I'm just, like I said, buffing this in. And I am not a makeup expert. I do not pretend to be. I just love playing in makeup. And I'm just here for all the mamas that love makeup, that have crazy kids, that are just nuts. So, yesterday, let me tell you this story. My 4-year-old's supposed to be going into pre-K. I live in Georgia, so pre-K is lottery funded here, and so you find out after you register, they give you a number, you find out if they got in. So my son's number got picked, so which was great because I've been a stay-at-home mom forever. So I went and got a job with the same school system in the same school as all of my kids as a special ed teacher. So I was all excited. I have training to do and all of that. You know, you got to have restraint training. That's my son, my little one, if you can hear him. And I get a phone call yesterday from a daycare. Now, in Georgia, the daycares have pre-K classes too. I'm going to go in with this one on the outside and this one on the inner part of my lid. So, they called me, you can see my background moving, that's my son, and said that they noticed my son was on the wait list for pre-K. And I'm like, no, he's not, he's in. And they're like, no, he's on the wait list. And I'm like, no, he got in. They pulled his number, I checked like 6 times. I said, and I've already got a job, you know, with the county and stuff. And they're like, okay, well, if you change your mind, our pre-K program has 2 spots available. So I get off the phone. I'm immediately freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Did I not fill out paperwork properly and they gave his spot to somebody else? What? So, of course, the schools are closed because it's summer. So I wound up having to call our Board of Education. And after being transferred like 4 times and being on hold for 30 minutes, which it's fine. But I mean, I'm like in the middle of having a panic attack because I've already signed a contract with the school system and I'm supposed to be worrying. I'm like, what am I going to do? And I don't put my kids in daycare. If you have to, that's great. But we didn't have to. I was able to stay home and it was fine. So, anyway, so after I called, apparently what the Board of Education lady said was that there was a list that was sent out to all the daycares, and the first part of the list were kids that were actually in pre-K classes, and the second part of the list were the waitlist kids, which is who the daycare was supposed to call. Well, apparently they didn't read it and they just started calling everybody. The Board of Education had like 20 parents calling, freaking out because they didn't think their kids were in a pre-K class after they were told that they were. So that lady who I talked to at the Board of Education was like really ticked off, saying she was immediately going to have to call that daycare because she said she was going to tell them that reading was fundamental. So I calmed down. Like, if you guys know me, I'm easily, everything easily, like, gets to me. So that was the first thing. Well, actually, that was the second thing. First thing that morning was my son wanted milk, and we had went to Sam's, and we had gotten a carton of milk from them. I could not get the milk open. It's not shaped like Walmart's milk, you know what I mean, where you just have the whole. This milk is like square, and then I don't know if I just lost all my strength yesterday, if I had lost my mind yesterday, which is a complete possibility, but I couldn't get it open. So I called my 10-year-old in there. I'm like, can you get it open? I tried the shirt trick. I tried the belt trick. I called my husband. I'm like, oh my gosh, where are you? Because he also works for the county and he drives around and stuff. And if he was in the air, he was like, I can cut. Well, finally I decided just to try the jar trick, where you pop the jar on the bottom and it opens. And it worked. And I spent 20 minutes doing nothing with my life. It was so ridiculous, guys. All right, so that's what the eye looks. We'll fix it up more in a minute. So, because I finished the lower lash line later. All right, so I've been using the e.l.f. putty primer, and what I do is I press it into my problem pore areas, and then and guys, I do my whole face, even my foreheads, because I'm getting older and I have them wrinkles. And I actually really like this primer. So, anyway, that was the second thing. Then we, of course, had bought peanuts, a big, huge thing of peanuts from Sam's. You know how big the Sam's jars are. And I broke my can opener trying to get it open because my 4-year-old, once again, just had to have peanuts. So after 20 minutes, I finally got the can open, but I had to use a pair of pliers, and it was just ridiculous. All right, so I'm using my Maybelline Dream Radiant Liquid. This is shade 40. It's dark enough for me right now. It doesn't match my face. It matches the rest of my body. That's how we roll here. It's not my favorite. It's not the most terrible foundation. It's an okay foundation, and it is what I am trying to use up. So, anyway, my husband called me later because they had to call the law on somebody who dumped trash at their work site. I can't go into too much detail about it, but needless to say, some of the things that were dumped were adult in origin, like 50 Shades of Grey adult. So he had an exciting day with that yesterday, and the stuff he was telling me, I couldn't quit laughing. It was like hilarious. So they had, of course, they have to call the cops because they have to report that as mandated or whatever. And the cop got there and they found out who did it, because the person that dropped all the stuff there also left things with their name on it. So not only were they silly enough to dump it in front of a work site where they know people are going to be, they were also silly enough to leave evidence of who they were. So without going into too much more detail than that, because, you know, I can't, and it's not really my story to tell, my husband's, but it's so funny, I wanted to share it with you guys. The cop called the guy and, like, told him, like, you got to come get this or we're going to have to press charges. So the guy showed up in a tiny car, and the amount of stuff that had been dumped. Well, first of all, the guy tried to lie, and he was like, no, I took it to the dump. It's not mine. Duh. And the cop was like, yeah, it is. There's personal identifying things here. Anyway, oh, and that is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate in the shade C5. I like it. It's fine. I'm getting old, so it doesn't crazy settle into my fine lines. So anyway, they gave them until the day when my husband's work crew was going to be back to get that stuff up. So I'm sorry if you hear that. I keep dropping my thing. So anyway, that was how that went. So I'm using the e.l.f. contour palette. I've already hit pan in this shade. When I was lighter, I'm working on this one. So I use this one just around my cheekbone areas, and I still use the lighter one up here for my forehead. So anyway, that was really funny. My husband wound up sending me pictures of some of this stuff, which I immediately had to delete from my phone. And anyway, it was crazy. I got a comment on one of my posts the other day about my teeth. I am aware I have a gap. The person, I think the exact thing they said was, you would be so pretty if you didn't have a gap. Are you aware that it's big? Yes, I'm 34 years old. I've lived with a gap all my life. I'm aware of it. And you know what? I don't care if you think I'm pretty or not. I actually was born missing a tooth, a congenial tooth. And it's not as easy as this person was saying, as just go get braces. I would have to have braces. I would have to have them drill a hole up into the thing and screw a tooth in. And yes, it is expensive, but that would also be really painful. And I figure I'm only going to have my teeth for maybe, this is the wrong product, another 20 years, 30 before I wind up having to get dentures anyway. I don't want to spend that kind of money. It's ridiculous. Who the hell cares if I have a gap? Dude, it's my life. Chill out. If you don't want to see it on Instagram, then just don't look. But anyway, I just thought it was funny. They asked if I was aware I had a gap. Like, I had no idea I had a gap. Abercrombie models have gaps nowadays. I look like an Abercrombie model. Oh, yeah. I don't, but that's not the point. This is ColourPop Between the Sheets. Also in my project pan. Did you see that, or did I hold it up? Guys, I'm still working on it. So I have no idea if you'll actually see this one either, because the first one I did you'll never see because it was so terrible. So we'll just see how it goes. What's next? Under eye setting. Where's my under eye setting? So I use the Jaclyn Hill. This is called the Brightening and Setting Palette in light medium. I use this shade right here, the darkest one right now. What did y'all think about her new launch? I decided to pass on it because of all the issues with the bronzers, and I am all for inclusivity. Like, I know she said it was limited edition and they could only make so many bronzers, but I mean, if you only have 5 bronzers, 2 or 3 of those could at least be deeper shades. So to me, it was kind of a bunch of bull. So I set my face with the Peach Perfect powder. I am, of course, oily during the summer. I have more normal skin during the winter. I used to be dry, but as I have gotten older, I've gotten more oily. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with my skincare, although I'm not a skincare expert. There are a lot of people I follow on YouTube that are great at skincare. It's something I do. I use cleanser. I use toner. I use a serum sometimes. Sometimes I use a matte. I mean, like, whatever. And then a moisturizer and an SPF. And that's just how my life rolls. Okay, so powder bronzer. I've been using this MAC. It was a limited edition. This is the Delphic Extra Dimension Bronzer. Guys, this is terrible. It, like, has hard pan and, like, nothing comes off on it. And I just don't like it. But it's in my project pan. I am trying to at least make a dent in it because, I mean, I got it because it had limited edition packaging. But it's just not that great. So I don't know if I'm going to keep it in my project pan or just put it back, or if I'm just going to get rid of it altogether. I don't know. I don't know a lot, honestly. Does anybody else feel like they're brain dead during the summer when their kids are home? I mean, is it just me? I walk around like no idea what's going on half the time. For my blush, I'm using Milani Luminoso. Are you really even a YouTuber if you don't have this blush? It's perfect for summer. I love it. Does it really go with the Between the Sheets ColourPop? I don't know, but it's what I'm working with. All right, and for a highlighter, I have been using this, trying to use this up all year. This is a tiny little mini NARS highlight in the shade Capri. It looks like that. I have used it consistently at least 5 times a week since January, and I can still not hit pan on it. You would think that this would stop me from buying highlighters because I realize it takes forever to go through them. But do I quit buying highlighters? No, I still continue to purchase them like the weirdo that I am. So somebody told me I had a big nose the other day, so let's highlight the tip of this big honker because that's the way I do it. And I don't care. So this is a judgment-free zone. People, you do your makeup how you want to do it. I don't care. You shouldn't care what other people do either. All right, so that is done. Gonna set my face with the No Filter spray from ColourPop. Just drown myself in it. And then I take my sponge and then I just go back over it. Guys, I think this one is going to be a lot better in focus, even though it's harder for me to see, but it's better for you guys. All right, so lower lash line, I am going to use this MAC eyeliner pencil in the shade Costa Riche, and I am actually going to go off camera to do this because I hate watching people put eyeliner in their waterline, so I will see you in a second. Okay, I'm back. I literally had a hair on my face, and I have no idea how long it's been there, and you guys didn't tell me what's up with that. Okay, so I'm going to take and do my lower lash line now, and we are using this shade right here, and we're going to use this shade, and I might mix in a little bit of the deeper one. It just depends on how I'm feeling once I start. So also, I got the new ColourPop Powder Puff Girl Powerpuff Girl collection. Guys, I don't think I ever really watched the Powerpuffs. I think I was a little too old by the time they came out. But the collection was just so cute. I didn't buy the whole collection. I just bought the eyeshadow palette, the blushes, and whatever those pencils were. I didn't bother with all the extra accessories, the bath stuff, the hair clips, none of that stuff. I'm not, that's just not me. I am going to take a little bit of this deeper shade and like put it up close. But anyway, I don't usually buy collabs from ColourPop because I have tons of ColourPop palettes, don't get me wrong, but I don't usually buy their collabs because I just don't, like, I didn't watch Lizzie McGuire. I was too old. I'm not a huge Disney, I mean, I am a Disney fan. If they came out with some Ariel stuff or like Beauty and the Beast, just those, but all the other princesses, and I wasn't like a princess person. I'm like a villain person, but I didn't like their villains palette. I'm not a Hello Kitty person. I'm not an Animal Crossing person. When I play games, I play like Sims and like The Witcher and Grand Theft Auto, and like I have sons, so I play guy stuff, you know, stuff that guys like usually. So, but this collab I thought was super cute, so I decided to get it. And I can't wait until it gets here, and I'm definitely gonna either make a video or an IGTV video or something on it for you guys. Okay, so like I was saying in the first video that you guys are never going to see, I got this from a BoxyCharm. This is the Luna Magic Viva La Pink Lash Primer. I wanted to use a lash primer because no matter what mascara I use, and I have tried tons of mascaras, it always smudges down here. Even if I don't put it on my lower lash line, still smudges. So I thought, okay, lash primer, it'll work. This makes your eyelashes so crunchy, and I don't like it. So, and I'm not even going to use it. But my favorite mascara is the original Essence Lash Princess. That's what we're going to use today. I'm probably not going to put it on my lower lash line. It's probably not going to matter because it's still going to smudge. I don't think I've ever had a mascara that didn't smudge. And to be honest, it really doesn't matter. I wear glasses. If you guys don't know, that's why I don't wear false eyelashes. I never wear false eyelashes. Even if I'm going on a date night, I have like a couple pair of contacts. I still don't put false eyelashes on. I'm terrible at it. I have, I don't want to learn. Could I learn? Yes. I'm not going to do it just because I decided I wanted to be on YouTube and stuff, even though everybody wears them. I'm just me, and me doesn't wear false eyelashes. And to be honest, I'm pretty sure one of the kids would pull them right off of me and take my eyelashes with it. So I just don't worry about it. All right. So that's what the eyes look like. Like I said, I'm not doing the lower lash line. And for brows, I am using the Anastasia Brow Definer. I don't like this one. My eyelashes are, my eyebrows are, I'm not an eyebrow person either. I just try to make them even and like fill them in a little bit. So it's like not a huge thing to me. I grew up in the time where you either shaved most of your eyebrows off or you plucked them within an inch of their life. So I keep dropping stuff. We also used to light our eyeliners on fire. Give me a like if you remember doing that and if you're that old. So, and like I said, I'm not really like big on, I have to concentrate when I do this because they never wind up even. They're not sisters. They're not cousins. They're like, I live in the South, so it's like, what do you call it? Second cousins, twice removed. Something like that. Anyway, I don't know. Do you guys say that in the North? Or anywhere else for that matter? Down here, we're like very specific. I don't even know what that means. They're your third cousins, your fourth cousins, your fifth cousin. I mean, you say it, but like, do you really know that? That just means they're related to you somehow and you're not sure. Or at least that's what I imagine it means. Maybe you guys actually do know what it means. I think I looked it up one time. But whatever. Anyway, they're distant relations on my face, and that's okay. And I don't care. Like I said, today I'm running errands. If I was doing a full glam look, I probably still wouldn't care about my eyebrows, just to be honest. So, all right. That's that. The face is done. Now let's move on to lips. I have this Essence lip liner in the shade In the Nude. And somebody is calling me. Hang on. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. My husband called, but I got to wrap this up because I got to go anyway. So this is the Essence lip liner in, what I say it was, In the Nude. I use that on my lips along with my Maybelline Naked Dare. I'm trying to use this one up too. And this is the finished look, guys. And I will be back on here soon, and I will try to do a more colorful look. And until I see you then, remember, this is a judgment-free zone. Makeup is supposed to be fun. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one.